Yeah. Welcome into the Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets to a Successful Life. I'm your host, Chef Charles Carroll. What a great day. What a great show we have for you today. This is a Gourmet Club live of our podcast shows. We have 4 shows, so 3 of them of which are on this channel if you haven't figured that out yet. And the other one is the Recipe Unplugged with our in-house comedian A.D. Hodge, which just happened to be sitting right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of cheated on these food ones too, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that a boy. So I want you to go over, all of you that are listening, I want you to go check out that show. So that's the Recipe Unplugged. You need to search that one separately, Recipe Unplugged, and subscribe and tell us what you think. And AD is a great comedian that's traveling all over the country doing his thing. So we're happy to have him. So with that, we are starting this show off. Monica, how you doing?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Is it you nervous sitting next to AD? Is he behaving? Is he all right here?
He's okay.
Yeah.
Right now.
AD, you cool?
Mm-hmm.
You chilling?
As a fan,
Yeah. Everybody.
I just slid into the next show like a DM.
Yeah, hey.
That's all I can say.
All right. You're doing well and managing okay this week.
Mm-hmm.
That a boy. Jay, you all right, bud?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you taking off to your vacay?
Thursday till Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday. All right. So we know where Jay's going to be at. You gonna get some of that Cajun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of them bugs. The bugs should be a pretty good season right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Looking forward to it.
Haley,
What's up?
what's going on?
Not much.
You're all good. Oh, you were supposed to go to lunch after this. What happened? Did you get nervous or what?
She got nervous. She didn't want to go out.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't get like that now. Who's Pedro?
It's from an old movie.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
You know
forgot
about?
I had this shirt. Like I'm telling you, I moved all my clothes in, and I was like, where did all this stuff come
You know who Pedro is?
Mm-hmm. You ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
No.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I thought you were just joking.
You really never seen Napoleon Dynamite?
No.
Everyone knows who Pedro is.
I guess so. I'm. These guys teach me every day, so I'm. That's why. It's one of the main reasons why I do this show, so I can learn.
So he can learn.
So you don't know who Uncle Rico is?
Yeah.
So we are so proud to have Mega Tejpal in house. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here, and we met a few weeks ago at a great event. Actually, we didn't quite meet. We were at the.
We saw you.
Yeah, we saw you at the.
Creepy.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, we were. I wanted to invite you to the show, but I wasn't quite sure. I hadn't been introduced to you yet, so we're excited to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was it. What an event that was, huh? DR Delicacy really put on a great show.
We were both judges.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we had to eat a lot that night.
A lot of black truffle,
Truffles.
by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, in your opinion, which you must be a truffle lover. Do you like truffles?
I like them. I'm not a truffle lover. I mean, but I don't mind them.
Yeah. Which do you prefer, white truffle or black truffle?
I feel like I'm gonna get judged here.
No, you're not.
No, you're the judge.
Everything is great or black. This is not my time. This is your time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do like white truffles better.
Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah.
But I also love black truffles.
Yeah. I love white truffle because they're completely different, right? The perfume are amazing on those. They're just amazing. The black truffle I've never been a big fan of. They're more of a mustier, earthier truffle. But lately, I've been loving black truffles. And you're wearing off on me, bro. No, it might be just because of Diane's truffles, because the ones she gets in are amazing, right? And so I've been shaving those off a lot and on my breakfast every morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Fancy.
I love them. Well, when I have it, I put it on there so for eggs. But before we get any further, tell the audience a little bit about you and.
So, well, I guess I've been in Houston my whole life, and I feel just real strongly about the city, and I feel like I know it really well, and I've always been just passionate about food. And people have always asked me, like, where should we go eat for our birthday, or where should we, go for this kind of celebration or that kind of celebration? And I just never like going to the same place twice. Like, I always wanted to discover new places just because there's always something new opening, or there's so much, different cuisine here. And so it's always been like that my whole life. And a few years ago, I I'm 37, so I was kind of later to social, like Instagram and social media stuff like that than some of the younger people. And so when I started Instagram, I thought, well, I don't understand why people who like followers would want to follow like my life. Like, what am I going to post on there? A selfie or my dog? Or I just didn't get what the appeal would be because I'm not a celebrity. So I thought I'm going to post what people do always ask me about, and it was food. And so I just, at that time, this was about 6 years ago, I think, and I couldn't afford half these restaurants, and I would go outside and take a picture of the sign, Cafe Annie, or the tasting room, and I would write like, oh, it's great patio weather to grab a glass of wine, and just little things like that. And if I could eat somewhere, I would take a picture of the food and post it, and I would started learning about hashtags, and I created this Instagram blog called Hot Pink Houston.
And when, let's back up, unfold this a little bit. So when you started getting interested in it was when? Like how many years ago? What year?
Well, I've always been interested in food, but like this Instagram thing was about 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
So 2013.
Okay. All right, keep going.
And I think this was at a time where bloggers weren't as prevalent as they are now. Now it's just like the Kardashian era where everyone's posting everything, and you can literally document your whole life. But at that time it wasn't like that, especially in Houston.
Right.
And so I just kept doing it every day, and I really didn't know much about it, but I noticed that people were watching.
Now, did you have another job? Were you employed somewhere else?
Oh no, I was employed. I had like a boring office job.
Okay.
This was my outlet.
Copy.
Yeah, I could not. I was not eating out as much as I like now. I eat out every day, and this is my full-time job, which I'll get to. But at the time, this was just something for me to do.
Sure.
That, I enjoyed, and when you start posting a lot, people will, especially if your pictures are good and you're doing, what you love, it totally shines through. And I got the attention of one of the DJs from 97.9 here in Houston, the radio station. And he said, you're always eating at all these great places. The food looks so great. Why don't you come to the station and we'll do, video blogs of like,
great.
Where you go eat. So that was kind of a break. And they really supported me, and we did some videos, and it just took off. And, I got thousands of followers after that, and I just decided I wanted to do this. Like, I wanted to go full force. So I started writing for local magazines, and I, went full force, and now I'm a freelance food writer. And
so when did you quit the office job and do this full time?
That was probably about a year and a half after I started the social media.
So 5 years ago, four.
Oh yeah, I've been doing this for 5 years.
So, what was that like? I'm sure you remember it very clearly, because we talk about a lot of different stuff like entrepreneurs and opening restaurants or whatever that having the courage to jump, right? And am I going to make it? And am I going to make enough money? So, what was that week like that I'm going to give up this job and I'm going to try to do this full time?
That was so scary,
Yeah.
and that fear is always there.
Yeah.
In any kind of job like this, because I'm not working for anyone. I'm doing what I love, but I'm doing it sort of on my own. And that time 5 years ago was very scary. I didn't know if I should do it. Even now, writers really don't get paid that much. You really have to work really hard. You have to work for, either a lot of different people or a publication or a website or something that is really going to, support you. So I had to take on a couple of other side jobs, all food related though. I knew I wanted to go in full force in this world, in this industry. So I actually knew I was good at social media. I became really good at Instagram. And so I took on social media clients while I was writing. So I would write for Houstonia magazine online, and then I had a couple of social media clients on the side so that I could kind of supplement that income. So I did that for a little while, and then I got a job with a new magazine that launched here in Houston called Houston City Book. And now it's been 3 years that it's been, it's been in Houston. But at the time, I helped launch it. I was their food editor. I helped kind of write a lot of their copy for their dining guide. I wrote the reviews every month. I started doing some travel stories for them. So then my portfolio was sort of starting to expand outside of just food writing. I got to know a lot of people in Houston in the industry, a lot of chefs, a lot of PR folks. So it just became, that became my career. And after that, I wanted it to go, you want things to get big, you want
Yeah.
more.
Sure, sure.
So after that, I got a gig writing nationally for Food Network. So
How did that come to be?
well, I have a lot of, like I said, I work with a lot of PR folks here in
Networking, yeah,
Houston.
yeah.
They're friends of mine now. I mean, we all eat together, and we have so many mutual friends. So I had a connection with, I guess, a Food Network editor who came from New York to Houston to write about a different restaurant, and they were looking for someone on the ground here.
Gotcha.
They didn't have much Houston copy online. They had Austin, they had Dallas, they didn't have Houston. So someone suggested me for that role, and I just talked to them over the phone, got the gig, and so I did that. And instead of just writing for Houston, I was able to write food for Houston, but also for Las Vegas. I go to Las Vegas a lot for different things, and so I was able to write a fantastic food list for Vegas, which helps sort of expand my portfolio
Sure.
outside of just
Sure.
local food.
That goes back to what we was talking about 2 weeks ago with another guest about it don't matter what business you in, it's a vouch business. Just a little inkling of somebody that can move that can further your steps in life.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of right place, right time, a little bit of luck, but as long as you keep doing what you love to do and you do it well, you just keep plugging along. For me, these things sort of fell into place. I mean, I hate to say that because I get those questions all the time, especially now on Instagram. How did you get to do this? And everything looks a certain way on Instagram. Everything looks rosy. I mean, I have my tough times. I mean, things are hard.
Yeah.
I really couldn't say. I think hate is not the word that you probably want to use. I think it's lack of better words, because it's like it can't be something you hate when you are achieving. And I would say achieving, not achieve, because achieved is past tense. Achieving is something you're constantly doing, you're consistently doing. And when people ask me about stand up, it's like, how do you answer those questions? But the first thing I always could tell somebody, well, you gotta write it, you gotta get up there.
Yeah.
The first two things that come with it, and after that you will know.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just had to just pick your brain with that one real quick, because it was just like when you said hate, I'm like, man, you don't really hate it. It's just like just being able to kind of reiterate yourself is kind of a little annoyance or something like that. But it should be, I don't know, it comes off as joyous because people want to know how can they achieve what you're achieving.
Right. And I know the thing I say the most is that it's work like anything else.
Yeah.
The things that they see that I put out there are things that it's more eye candy. I feel like that's the things I want the audience to see.
Right.
The things they don't see is me at home doing all the, like, I have to do my own taxes. I have to do things. I don't have the support of a big business behind me. I work for a lot of different entities,
Right.
Especially now, currently where I'm at. I'm writing for Eater Houston, a local magazine that publishes quarterly called Houston Hotel Magazine. It's on all the luxury hotels in Houston. And I have 7 social media accounts that are constantly going. Everybody has different requests. And I have non-food related social media accounts too. So then you kind of have to switch gears and work, on that. And then, of course, I'm still writing for Food Network. So, you have to kind of juggle all these things all at once. And people don't see that, I don't have like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It doesn't turn off.
Yeah.
On the weekends, I love doing stuff like this. I love, kind of getting out there. I love doing like food events. Those are always at night or on the weekends, in the daytime. So it's like a full-time job, and I think that's what...
Hard work. You got to bust your ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to, it's just 24/7.
No question.
And
It's a grind.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it's a grind.
So when you first decided to do this full time, that you had one gig that you were leaning on, and was it one thing that was paying the bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you went all in. Was that enough to sustain yourself, or you quickly found out you had to do something else?
No, I knew I had. Yeah, I knew I had.
Wow. So you
go.
took the jump not knowing.
Oh yeah, and I talked to my
That's
parents
awesome.
about it, and I just didn't know if it was the right decision. And I had some PR friends who, they were like, well, we always have restaurants who need social media help, or we always have writing needs. We will be there for you. We will send stuff your way. And I had so much support, and I did have a lot of stuff come my way. Like there's always people who need, well, we need this press release written. Can you ghostwrite? I did a lot of ghostwriting. Just you pick up stuff to get where
Okay,
you need to get
Drake,
to.
Ghostwrite. I see you.
Yeah.
So what? Who in Houston? Let's start with Houston. That's been a big inspiration for you, and in what you're doing.
Well, one of the people, he's kind of a. I don't know that a lot of people know him in the sense that everyone kind of knows like Hugo Ortega or Chris Shepard, but one of my dear friends, his name is Stuart Rosenberg. He has been like with me from the start. He is one of the owners of Public Content PR firm, and he was one of the ones that told me to take the plunge. He saw me as like a young writer when I was just writing online, just little blog posts, and he said, why don't you just take this one social media client? I got it from him. And he said, and then just go full force. Just quit your job and just do it. And ever since then, he has connected me with people that I needed to be connected with. He's always introducing me to someone I need to know. And he's just a connector. And so he's always been kind of an inspiration. And he's very much behind the scenes. If you knew everyone he was connected to, like on paper, the paper would just be poster size. Yeah. But he's just always been an inspiration because I felt like he went out of his way to help someone who went
Right.
so far because of his advice.
Oh no, I was just getting ready to say in the way that she living every girl's dream, like fantasy, like you eating good food, you living well.
Why is it every girl's fantasy?
Not every girl. I hate to put the word every, but you living a few women's fantasies.
I don't know. It's kind of my fantasy too. I like to eat good.
I was gonna say I get a lot of everyone says that, like, oh my god, this is my dream job, guys and girls.
Yeah, but there's
free food.
Yeah,
you travel with it also?
So yeah, I have done a lot of travel stories. So you get the food and travel go hand in hand. But right now I'm focused. Yeah.
Dreams.
Yeah, there have been some nice perks, but like I said, every month is different. Sometimes, especially right now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Coronavirus, I've been very stressed out about kind of if the restaurants are struggling, that's going to trickle down to, you can't just write a story about a restaurant when people aren't really concerned about that. They don't want to read that.
Yeah.
I've been kind of laying low on the writing because when I read other people's stories and the comments online, people are writing, this is just tone deaf to what's happening in society right now. How can you write about this? So
what do you think? So what's that going to be like for you for the next 6 weeks, or what's your strategy? Because I think it was the mayor that said, that we're still supporting that. We're not telling restaurants to close. We're not saying that, and obviously the large gathering events are shutting down. So how does that strategy? Because I know in my place of work, this has changed our world of everything. How we're serving buffets, how we're doing small events, how we're handling the purchasing. Everything had to be rewritten these past few days. So how does that affect you in your world?
Well, luckily, I think that the way people get information, a lot of it is through social media, and some of it can be bad because social media can cause a lot of panic, but it can also create a lot of calm when you put the right information out there. So I'm happy to be able to do that. This week especially, we've gone, just overtime in writing the proper message and relaying it to each brand's audience. Because I manage so many different social media accounts that each one wants to give out a different message. Yeah. Each restaurant is maybe doing something special, like maybe a kids eat free discount, or something to kind of make things easier for parents whose kids aren't going to go back to school until April. So I'm happy to be able to help with my writing skills in that way. As far as the social media goes, the writing, as far as writing on, for stories online, that's what I'm a little bit more worried about, because I have done long form news stories. Like I wrote about Harvey when the hurricane hit, and I've done stories like that, but that's not really what I've been doing in the last year or so, and so I'm just kind of at a standstill in that sense. So I hope this passes, and I hope we can get back to writing about like the fun stuff and but to be fair, I was out yesterday evening just at a couple of my favorite local places.
Which are?
Well,
I want to get into it because she said she never really had a place twice, and I'm like, what place
no,
did you?
I do, but back then I just kind of wanted to always try everything
okay.
new. But now
Still
I
for me
definitely
now,
have my
yeah.
favorites. No, last night I was just at Grand Prize having a drink, and then Two-Headed Dog in Midtown, and those are just bars, but.
Okay.
But we'll,
Two-Headed Dog.
Yeah,
that sounded cool. That sounded cool.
We gotta go to hang out there.
That's the new bar in Midtown.
New bar in Midtown?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was just over there, and my point was that everybody was very calm. I took Ubers, and the Uber drivers were like, it's so good to see people out. And I was like, are a lot of people out tonight? And they said, yeah, everyone's going to the bars.
Good.
I said, well, that makes sense.
Good. My daughter's in not Austin, she's. They're celebrating her wedding coming up. Yeah. So, but they shut down the Ubers in that area. So that was I was wondering if it was coming our way or not. But anyway.
They were running last night.
It was going down. Like everybody was. This not stopping nobody. Like people gonna still go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
Well, my question was to you, Miss Mega, is have you ever had a process come up where you thought about writing about foods that can benefit the immune system or anything that can help through this time as it passes? Like what restaurants people can go to help benefit the body?
I say red wine. That's why.
No, that's a little. You walking on eggshells in that situation.
Exactly. I just don't know that I would feel comfortable throwing that information out there when I don't necessarily know. I mean, nobody knows anything about this virus. I mean, we only know so much. So I don't know that I would feel comfortable. I mean, I can tell you a healthy place to go eat, go get some vegan food, or, I mean, I can give you 10 places to go, but I don't know that I would want to put that kind of a twist on a story, not knowing that much information about it.
What was do you have a meal that you just like have never forgotten? It's like, oh my God, it's one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
Well, yeah, definitely. In Houston or just
well,
around?
anywhere. I mean, I'm always, one of the biggest compliments I can ever get is someone coming up to me in the hallway saying, "Chef, you did this dish for us 3 years ago," and I can barely remember what we did last week, right? But when you can give somebody that food memory, it's awesome, right? So, do you have one of those that come to mind?
As soon as you said that, I have a few that come to mind. One of them is, there's a restaurant called Nobi's in Montrose, or it's like off of Shepherd. That's one of my favorite restaurants in Houston, by the way. But I went there recently, probably 3 or 4 months ago, and they change their menu every day, so it's hard because I might say something now and then it's not on the menu the next day, and it frustrates me too. But this restaurant is so great, and one of the best things I've eaten was their hanger steak. And it was marinated in like a red wine vinaigrette, and I even tried mimicking it at home, one day with my boyfriend, and it was absolutely ruined. We could not do it. It was just
N-O-B-I?
N-O-B-I-E-S, Nobi's, yeah. And really anything you have there is so great. Their desserts are excellent, and it's such a cute space. Have you ever been there?
Oh, I haven't, no.
Oh, it's like in an old bungalow, like a 1930s style bungalow, and they play vinyl, and it's just a cool vibe. And, natural wine and everything. So you can't really go wrong, but that was one of the best bites.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've had. And then my good friend Austin Simmons, who's the chef over at Triss, which is in the Woodlands, he's a dear friend, but that restaurant is one of my favorites.
T-R-I-S?
It used to be Hubble and Hudson.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what, Bobbit?
I haven't been there, but I've passed by it a few times.
So there's 2 things on his menu that
the same ownership that as Hubble and Hudson.
Yeah. So Triss is over there by the river, the waterway, and then he still has Hubble and Hudson Kitchen.
Okay.
So there's 2 different, but they just renamed that one restaurant. So he does. He participated in the Truffle Challenge a couple of years ago, and he won that year. And he made a truffle grilled cheese sandwich.
Right. I remember hearing about it. Yeah.
And that won. And then I think he ended up putting it on the menu, and it's so good. It's just so simple, which I think people forget to do, and they try to get really
That's what
complicated.
Diane was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes every day. She was right.
Yeah, we had Diane on the show as well. Yeah. And she's now a sponsor we're very proud of.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So we enjoy that.
It's different.
Yeah, I love truffle.
Oh, there's no hanger steak anymore.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really different.
Well, there's only 2 on an animal. Did you know that?
Oh, no.
The hanger steak. The reason why they call it a hanger steak in the cavity of the cow, because the tenderloin is the loin, actually, as you know, it runs along the side of the cow, but the hanger steak is inside the rib cage, if I remember correctly, and there's only 2 per animal. Cow's a pretty big animal, right? I mean, you get a tenderloin, you get so many, both sides, and you get the ribeye and the whole primal cuts and all that. But this is one really strange little piece of meat that hangs on the inside, so that.
Well, it's so delicious.
Yeah, they're hard to get.
I hate to say that.
Yeah. No, why? Why?
Because I really do want to be vegan at one point in my life.
At one point.
Why?
Because I like the animals more than
I hate vegans. There's a sign outside that door. No.
I know. I'm not a vegan yet, so don't hate me. But I
Not
just
yet.
really don't. I don't agree with all the animal.
Is that my phone?
It's this phone.
Oh. Is that you, Jay,
Who got
calling
this
in?
little hospital phone?
Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, it's not. So,
Google Voice number.
oh,
So
yeah.
even if you go vegan, I don't believe vegans are vegans. So you're gonna.
Do you
still
have like
keep
enough places to go eat at?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of places that serve vegan food in Houston. I've written a
Really?
vegan
Yeah.
story, and I've pitched.
I went to a vegan festival that was here not too long ago.
How was it?
Yeah.
It was really good, actually.
Okay, you guys
really
would
good.
be surprised at how good vegan food is.
Yeah.
I've had vegan food.
Yeah.
I don't just see the spice in my life. I don't know what it is.
If I had a chef who could make me vegan food every day, I would go vegan. I just can't do it myself.
Yeah.
because
It's a
it
lot of
wouldn't
work.
taste-
You know, I had vegan food in Atlanta, and it was pretty cool the way they did they fish, because I'm a real big person on fish and things like that. So it was pretty cool. It was different. It digested different.
Right.
So
Well, you'll probably live to be 150
no,
if you're vegan.
I ain't trying to live that long.
Oh.
Give me about 90. I had my fun on this world. About 90, 95.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot more work, and
it's expensive.
and we cater to it, obviously, and we do it, and we have to get more serious about it at our place of work. And we do okay with it. I wouldn't say we're not doing great at it, because we're busy, and so now we have to. It's almost like you have to take a person. It won't be long where we will have to dedicate a person just for special meals, because we did a party about a month ago. I think it was about 250 people, and we had 50 special meals. And to try to orchestrate that,
Like all vegan or vegetarian?
well, everything you can, gluten-free, vegan, no beef, no shellfish, allergy. There was 50 of them, and to try to get it right,
Yeah.
while there's 3 or 4 other parties going out, but just because you've made it perfectly doesn't mean it gets to the right person. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of chaos going on, and so it won't be long where we're gonna have to have a specialty chef just taking care of these, and then do it really well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think whenever I go to a restaurant, honestly, even though I eat meat, I eat everything because I sort of have to for this work, but I love trying a vegetarian or a vegan option, because I feel like, especially if it's good, they have to go to a lot of effort to make something taste good if it's meatless.
Yeah, copy that.
Yeah, and so I just really respect the chef for taking the time to do that, versus putting like meat and potatoes on a plate and it's going to taste good because the meat's good,
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about a dream job for women. It's her boyfriend that's got the dream gig going,
plus
because
one, right?
yeah,
What do you got?
yeah, bro, he's cashing in on that. Yeah.
No, it is, because I love taking someone else, like my sister or my parents or my boyfriend, because they get to
The plus
they get
one.
to eat, and I'm sort of like standing on the chair taking pictures,
Yeah.
Or talking to the chef
I'm
or
hating.
people in the restaurant, and so again, like I said, it's work like anything else. So it's not really like we're on a date, or it's not really like we're
Yeah.
on a regular
Yeah, sure, yeah.
night out, but it is still nice to share a meal together, and half of it's work and half of it's fun.
So if you're at home and your cooler has everything that you can imagine in it, what are you cooking?
So lately I've been learning to cook better. I used to be a terrible cook, and I'm learning to cook really. I feel like really well. So I cook chicken. I cook like shrimp stir fry. I love cooking like Thai food because Thai food is just my favorite. I just love it. So
How is it? Like what? I'm interested. I'm interested.
it is like just joyous. It's just the best.
I'm simple. I'm a pho, sushi, and Cajun eater.
Well, no, you need to add Thai into the mix.
Okay.
If you eat all that, if you eat pho and stuff, you'll love Thai food.
You said stir fry, right?
Yeah, so I make like shrimp stir fry at home, but you can go to a Thai restaurant and get like whatever meat you want, and you know.
Oh, so that's where it originated from Thai? Okay, no one worries.
Well, you.
Oh, the stir fry. No, I think you could stir fry anything.
Yeah, I mean,
stir fry
you should. Have you not tried Thai?
I've never tried Thai.
Well, you'll enjoy it. You can get you can also get. You can challenge yourself with the heat too, and that's kind of fun,
It can get very spicy.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you like spice, yeah, you like.
There's an awesome place. Gosh, now I'm hungry for it. Off from Westheimer, a tiny little shack-like looking place, and they do some awesome food. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to. It's really good.
I actually just wrote a Thai list for Eater, and I think there's only 11 or 12 places on it. Because to be honest, I think there could be more Thai restaurants in Houston. I've been to Bangkok and eaten Thai food there, and that's where I fell in love with it. And then I just felt like, I think, we could use a little bit of work. Because there's been restaurants here that have been open for like 20 years.
Yeah.
But we need some, fresh.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, I've been in Houston now 20 years, and 20 years ago we had a handful of I don't even know how many, but let's say there were 10 or 15 really great restaurants that everybody knew about, right? And Mark's and Cafe Annie's and Robert yeah, exactly. But what's happened in the last 15 years has been crazy. What do you think about all that? And restaurants, I agree with you too. I think we talked about this the other day, that I feel bad because we have so many great people that come into this podcast, and I have a lot of great friends out there in Houston, but I feel guilty sometimes that I don't support them as much because I can't wait to go to the next place.
Right. And that's hard because I want to try all of them too, but then like I love Nobi's and I haven't been there in 6 or 7 months. I wish I could eat there every Friday, but like the husband and wife that own Nobi's just opened a place called Toasted Coconut, which is like a tiki bar that serves food, and then they opened a tequila bar called Quixote, and so I haven't even tried those. So yeah, you can barely keep up and support the ones you want to support.
Right.
So, but it's so great for our city. I wish I wish this boom just keeps on going.
Are these guys going to survive? I mean, gosh, Portofino. Have you heard about their opening?
Yes.
Yeah. He's on the show next week.
Next week.
I heard it's really good.
I'm
really good friends with Greg Morago, the food editor of the Chronicle, and so he went in I think last week. And the pictures looked amazing.
Yeah, it's a cool. It's right around the corner from here, and they redid the warehouse, and they're on the corner of it. It's a great spot. It's good for me because I live right around the corner as well, so I'm pretty excited about that. The only thing that sucks for me is I was hoping that they had a cool bar, or it doesn't have to be a bar that people hang out, but it'd be nice to, if I want to sit. I like sitting at the bar and having a meal if I'm by myself or whatever, or a cocktail. But it's not one of those places. It's all dining room. But the chef that he had consulted for him is the restaurant downtown that Crane owns.
Danny Trace, Patente?
Patente,
yeah.
Yeah, so
love that restaurant.
Yeah, so that chef consulted here, and so I was there because he happens to live in the owner lives in my development, and so I happened to go like the first 3-4 days that the chef was actually in the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so the food is fantastic. It's good. I guess I'm more excited about it because it's so close to me. But yeah.
Oh, good. I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's right around it's about a mile and a half from here, around the corner. All right, so I thought we're getting close to wrapping up. So I obviously everybody on the podcast wants to know who your favorite restaurant is. Your top, let's say you already mentioned Nobi's. What's 2 or 3 others that is kind of your go-to if?
Okay, so I'm Indian. I love Indian food, and I eat in like Little India, the Mahatma Gandhi district over on 59 in Hillcroft. So I eat there like once every couple weeks. And everyone knows Himalaya, right? Well, 2 doors down It's a little restaurant that's been there since the 80s, and my parents have been taking my sister and I since we were little kids, and it's called Shiv's Sagar, and it's all vegetarian, and it's just one of my favorite places.
Wow.
So if you are into that, I would recommend it. And then probably like Thai Gourmet out on Richmond.
Oh, Thai food. Ha!
Yeah.
I was about to look that up. I was like, oh, wait, Thai food.
You should go there.
I'm going to Thai Gourmet.
Yeah. If you eat Thai food, go try out Thai Gourmet. It's a good one.
All right. So I thought
Right down Richmond.
Yeah.
before I forget, because I often do this, tell everybody where they can find you and find your work.
So on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, I'm my platform is called Hot Pink Houston. So it's at Hot Pink Houston, like the color.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, most people do.
So explain that. You like pink?
Well, no. Well, that's not why I chose that name. Well, years ago, when I thought of this concept and what I wanted it to be, because I'm building out a website and I want this to be a brand that is more than just right now what it is, a social media blog. And I thought I wanted, at the time, I guess I was like 31, 32, and I wanted it to be something that, girls would really like, young girls and,
Gotcha.
and people would want to go to these places, whether it was nightlife or bars or restaurants, and I figured if the girls thought it was cool
Yeah.
and would
There you
go to
go.
these places, then the guys would follow
There
them.
you go.
And so that's why I named it Hot Pink Houston. I did try a few other names. It's hard to find a name on Instagram or a website. They're all taken.
Yeah.
So I really like Hot Pink Houston, and along the way, people just started calling me Hot Pink Houston. I think of it more of a place, or an idea, a concept of Houston that I want people to be going out and experiencing the young, cool side of it. So that's what I think of as Hot Pink Houston. So yeah, I figure where the girls are, the guys will follow.
So Hot Pink Houston, and where else? Where can they find your other work?
So I'm writing for Eater Houston right
Okay.
now. My stuff is on foodnetwork.com. It's under the Houston Local Guide, so you can find, like best restaurants to eat at, best donuts. I have a list on best cheap eats. And then I do have a Vegas list on Food Network as well. If a lot of people travel to Vegas throughout the year, so I've put together what I think is some of the best food that you can get there.
Did you ever cross paths or get to know Rick Moonen at all? By the way, out in Vegas, he was at the Mirage. Mirage, yeah. He was a buddy of mine, but he had a great restaurant there. They've since closed down.
No.
Right after the shooting.
But that name sounds so familiar.
Well, he's a celeb chef, I guess you could say. He was on Top Chefs. He was a runner-up,
Okay.
and all that. Good guy. But maybe you know him because he's now the corporate chef for Steakhouse Perry's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did meet him here in Houston.
Yeah.
At the Woodlands Wine and Food
Okay.
last year.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where I met him.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, high energy. Yeah, he's a
Yes.
brother. He's a brother of mine. Good guy.
Yeah,
so.
I knew that name sounded.
Okay.
All right. So
It's different.
Thai food?
Yeah, Thai food. I can try. I can see myself trying that.
You are gonna thank me for that.
What? I had a question. My only question for you. What's your go-to since you're cooking now? You're getting acclimated
Yeah,
in
I'm
that.
so excited
What's your
about
go-to dish to cook? I know you say you love your stir-frying Thai. So.
Yeah, so I make really good. I feel like I make really good Thai green curry. But if you
Love
want
it.
to talk about things that are different than Thai, let's see what can I make. I mean, I'm doing like the basics. Okay, so I'm making like ground turkey pasta with vegetables, and I don't make my own pasta. It's just like HEB.
Right.
Which thank God, God bless HEB. I buy like my marinades from there.
Yeah.
Oh, I did start experimenting with like salad dressings. So I'm making my own salad dressings, which
wow.
I'm so excited.
you
Yeah. I made one just the other day with like olive oil, vinegar, lemon juice, garlic, and crushed red pepper, and
Shout
it
out
was
to red pepper.
I put red pepper or spice in like everything. I'm Indian. Hello.
Yeah.
And the other thing I just discovered was like onion salt. I just put onion salt in everything. It adds
That's
like
a thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just adds so much, just something different. I make really good guacamole.
Shout out to guac. Yes,
Yes.
Lord. That's
Yeah.
a lifesaver.
I have my secret ingredients that go into there. So.
Oh, can't tell you.
Yeah,
Can't tell you. All right, well, let's wrap this up by. I thought we'd do a rapid fire.
Okay.
So I'm gonna list a restaurant, and you just tell us the first few words that come to mind.
Okay.
Right, ready?
Yes.
All right. Cafe Annie before the sale.
Classic.
Cultivar.
Farm Fresh. I feel like that's so cheesy, but I love Cultivar. I love it.
Yeah, great place, right? Caracol.
The El Coco, the dessert.
Ah,
yes, dessert.
yeah. Good Dog Houston.
Never been there. Can't speak on it.
Oh,
I ain't the only one. Thank you.
It's in the
It's
Heights.
good.
Oh, I thought it's in Montrose.
Oh, they have two places.
Okay.
Yeah. And I go to the one in the Heights. She's a protege of mine, and I love her. I think, but it's cool. You know,
Yeah.
I love hot dogs, so it's kind of a cool place.
Okay,
So go to the one in the Heights.
Okay, I will.
All right, Mark's Restaurant.
Just iconic. Still, I mean that.
Yeah,
it
cool.
really is.
State of Grace.
Love.
Nancy's Hustle.
This is more than one word, but so happy for Houston.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that place. Mia's.
I think really good salads. I think I've had really great salad there.
Yeah,
If I'm
he's exploding now. I'm not exploding,
Yeah.
but he's starting to build it like crazy.
Yeah.
I think he's got 5 locations now.
Yeah. No, it's a really good solid place for just like
Yeah.
you can't go wrong.
Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
for
I hope
having
you
me.
come by and visit us more often.
For sure, I will. I feel like there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah, sure. We'd love to do that, and we love the Gourmet Club Live, and we have somebody. I'll have Monica send you the schedule that we have coming up. But so thank you so much for coming in, and make sure you all go to the Pink.
Hot Pink
Hot Pink Houston. Hot
It'll
Pink.
say her name
Hot
right there.
Pink
Megan.
Houston. There we go. So thank you all, and thank you guys all for helping to make this happen. Remember, you're especially great. Get off your ass and do something today. Except I got to go back. Jay, I forgot the sponsors again. Can we do the sponsors real quick? Sorry about that. Yeah, so we have Escoffier School of Culinary Arts, DR Delicacy. We love DR Delicacy and everything they do, and we buy all our specialty product from them. Ace Way Incorporated and My Company Radio. So thank you for all that, and that's it. Thank you. Have a great day.
I'm going to go ahead and get my picture.
All right.
Let me get my flowers up.